Okay. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy, here to bring you a hard rant in pertaining to pretty much Perfect Dark, the game that we used to play back in the old Xbox days. It's gone. It's gone. They brought out a trailer, I believe, two or 3 years ago. I don't know. They brought out a Perfect Dark trailer on Perfect Dark, and we were kind of excited, but at the same time, who the fuck made her jaw? Like, the character for Perfect Dark, for, you know, the character looks absolutely horrendous. And I'm just like, you know, the jawline and shit. Yeah, I didn't like that. But Xbox is going through 9,000 layoffs right now, and they just dropped the initiative. The initiative is gone. Hell, I think Crystal Dynamics is coming next. I think Crystal Dynamics is going to be losing a lot soon. So we're gonna listen to Destin Laguerre's layoffs update, and yeah, let's see what's going on.
Email that Matt Booty sent out to staff. It reads as follows. This email is going to all.
Tekla says she wasn't that bad. I see what you're saying, but she could have been a lot better. We've seen Perfect Dark in the previous game. She looks a whole lot hotter. But if you look at her in this game, she looks like she looks like she does pottery at a fucking gay bar.
All Microsoft Gaming. Following Phil's note, I want to share more about the changes to the studio business units. We have made the decision to stop development of Perfect Dark and Everwild, as well as wind down several unannounced projects across our portfolio. As part of this, we are closing one of our studios, The Initiative. These decisions, along with other changes across our teams, reflect a broader effort to adjust priorities and focus resources to set up our teams for greater success within a...
Tekla says it's a different character. It's a different character? Is it a different character? And if it's a different character, we all know what Perfect Dark is all about. It's about a femme fatale. The Perfect Dark is all about having the main character be a femme fatale. If your femme fatale looks like she goes to, you know, a queer consultant, then we don't have a fucking femme fatale.
Changing industry landscape. We did not make these choices lightly, as each project and team represent years of effort, imagination, and commitment. Our overall portfolio strategy is unchanged. Build games that excite our players, continue to grow our biggest franchise.
Is it though? Is it though? What about Redfall? How did that go? What about Redfall? Outer Worlds 2 is gonna flop too. What about Outer Worlds? It might not flop much as Avowed. What are you trying to say here? Why is it that Xbox... See, this is why Xbox is trying to get away from the console war. They're trying to do... And I congratulate them for trying to pick a different direction. But all the games that they've been showing us, and the way they've been showing us, it is proof that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, we got the Xbox like a handheld portable game that was not needed. We have Outer Worlds 2 coming out, and they're trying to tell us that it's going to be an $80 game. Get the fuck out of here.
Franchises and create new stories, worlds, and characters. We have more than 40 projects in active development. Continue momentum on title shipping.
Also, where's Fable? That too.
This fall, and a strong slate headed into 2026. For those directly affected, we are working closely with HR and studio leadership to provide support, including severance, career transition assistance, and where possible, opportunities to explore roles on other teams. To everyone across our studios, thank you. Your creativity and resilience continue to define who we are. I believe in the strength of our team.
I can't believe he would end this with... I can't believe he would end this with a thank you. That's the kicker for me. That's the real one. I can't believe you would end this with a thank you. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, I regret. Wait. How did he say it? We have made a decision to stop development of Wow. We did not make these choices lightly. Bro, they are not sorry in the slightest. I don't hear a sorry in here. It's like, hey, we did not make this decision lightly. That's the most... It's so much PR talk. Like, we didn't make this decision lightly. That's it. That's the only human part in this whole thing. Okay? Everything else is just like, anyway, thank you for creating games. See you later. We got 40 games coming out.
Teams and the direction we're taking on the path ahead. Continuing on with what I can tell you exclusively, the initiative is the only studio closure. Microsoft has said that. Every game during the showcase showing, sources close to the matter confirm that. And they are claiming that this is about prioritization and that the AMD partnership is not affected, as well as their first party console plans remain unchanged. And then they claim that a studio closure is a last resort, and that is from sources close to the matter.
That's not fucking true, though. And Destin Legary knows it. That's not fucking true. Because does anybody remember what happened to Hi-Fi Rush? Does anybody remember what happened to Hi-Fi Rush? Hi-Fi Rush came out and it sold well inside and outside Game Pass. And what did they do? While Tango Games had their back turned, that's the people that made Hi-Fi Rush, they fucking stabbed them right in the fucking back and closed the studio. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Xbox is smart. I know. But at the same time, if you're a game developer tied to Xbox, it almost feels random. It almost feels hella random for when something will, like, you know, go through the process of being released. Like, we know about Redfall. Redfall lasted for 5 days, okay? Redfall, like, was pure garbage. And they're afraid to produce more garbage. Xbox has so much money that they're ready to just throw you out of the room, regardless of what you make at the end. And just like Hi-Fi Rush, if you make something good, they'll still get rid of you. So I don't know where Xbox is. I don't know where Xbox's head is at right now. Tekla says it's always good to pull up product inclusion action, help customers feel seen from the Microsoft webpage. Yeah, there's big DEI initiative in Xbox, and I'm gonna be honest, I think the government should shut down anything that has DEI. If you have DEI and your company is in America, if your company is in America and you're doing DEI initiatives, you should be shut down. That's what I'll say.
Now, in addition to all of this, we are also getting reports from Jason Schreier, who's saying the following: many of Xbox's subsidiaries are getting hit. That
we don't have to hear what Jason Schreier has to say, but sure, he's on fucking Blue Sky, so whatever. I was let go from Halo Studios. It sucks. Halo Studios is also going through layoffs. Well, imagine that. Well, Halo Studios, it would be great. Let me check this out. I'm gonna go on a whim here, and I think I have an idea of where Halo is gonna go, because I have a small inkling that there's gonna be more layoffs. Yeah. Yeah, here's the reason why. That's why. That's why. That's the reason why Halo is going to flop before it even comes out. This is the reason why Halo is going to flop. Halo is dead. Rest in peace, Halo. We miss you 1, 2, and 3, and maybe Reach. I guess. I don't know. But this is where you're at right now. This is your Halo. So if you got laid off at Halo Studios, here's one good reason why. 1, bloat. 2, too much hiring. And 3, this.
That does include Turn 10. He says the following: they're getting hit by the layoffs this morning, including Call of Duty studios such as Raven, big cuts at Forza Motorsport developer Turn 10, nearly 50% of staff per source. He also reported earlier that as one illustration of just how sloppy and chaotic today's mass Xbox layoff has been, some employees at Zenimax Online Studios are now watching their Slack accounts abruptly get locked out. No message from HR, no word on whether they still have a job, just an anonymous Slack deactivation. The MMORPG from Zenimax Online Studio, maker of Elder Scrolls Online, has been canceled as part of the Xbox layoffs. Sources tell Bloomberg News this project, codenamed Blackbird, had still been in development since 2018. Still more news to come this morning. Now, I had talked about that rumored project for years, and we believed it might be the Mandalorian. I will link to that video so you can know what has more about what we knew about that project.
Microsoft was going to make a Mandalorian game? Probably for the best, if you ask me. It's probably for the best that it get canceled.
That was canceled. Earlier, he also said mass layoffs at Xbox have started. Candy Crush maker King told employees that it is cutting 10% of staff, or 200 jobs. Bethesda Europe's offices were hit too. U.S. offices are expected to inform people this morning. More to come shortly. Kotaku is reporting that an email was sent out. Blizzard VP of Quality Assurance Wladia Summers tells all QA to work from home. Today will be difficult, she wrote in an email to staff. That's from Ethan Gatch over at Kotaku. We already talked about the closure. Insider Gaming, I believe, broke that story originally. Multiple Call of Duty studios hit by layoffs.
Yeah.
Multiple Call of Duty development studios have been hit by the latest layoffs taking place at Xbox. Insider Gaming can confirm that at least Ravensoft...
I'm gonna say something. This is what Xbox does. This is not an accident. This is not a whoopsie-doo. This is not a, oh shit. I'm gonna let you in on something. Xbox, the company, actually profits more from picking people up, hiring them, getting them to do a job, and then once they're done with that job, they lay them the fuck off. This is what they're good at. They are, oh my gosh, Xbox is a master, and also at the same time, they kind of suck at it. Xbox is a master at feeding the machine. So what they like to do is, they like to hire people. This is why I think that it's kind of a stupid idea, because it's like you spent all this money and bloat to make this game, and then you lay them off. So I think I know what's going on. This is my guess. I think there's a course correction that's going on with Xbox right now, because 9,000 is a big fucking number. There's a lot of course correcting going on with Xbox. And let me tell you something, Phil Spencer and Matt Booty and all these bigwigs up there, they do not give a fuck. They will lay off everyone in order to make sure Xbox remains afloat. And they'll do it with a smile on their fucking face. Okay? They are trying to do a course correction because they know their DEI initiative is not fucking working. But at the same time, they keep the DEI initiative on their fucking like a whole system. So I just think it's kind of funny that, because this is what's happening right now. There's two things happening. One, it's a political ideology that's a fucking problem. They know it's a problem, but they're holding on to that because that's what they believe. That's their mantra. Number two, the other thing is, god damn it, just left my fucking brain. I hate it when my brain does that. It likes to let go of information so fast. The other one would have to be, God, man, I had it. Xbox likes to pick up IPs like Xbox likes to pick up IPs like they're picking up candy. So whether or not they want, you know, if you're trying to be a developer and go with Xbox, I'm gonna let you know Xbox looks at you like you're a piece of candy and like a jawbreaker. Like they'll either spit you out or keep on chewing on you. Those are the only two things that are gonna happen if you join with Xbox. The only two. Yeah, DI is banned in the US. Yes, it is. Perfect Dark is canceled, and them shutting down studio is crazy. Keep shutting down studios. They need to get Bethesda next. They're not gonna let go of Bethesda yet, but they will let go of Bethesda. That they will. But the DI initiatives, and there was one more. My brain, I can't believe my brain let go of that information. Yes, thank God I remembered. Okay, this is the information. This is what's happening with the gaming industry and Xbox, pretty much. They don't want to make ambitious games anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't want to make any sort of video games that are, oh, this kind of ambitious. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. As soon as they see that, they're kind of split with keeping you around. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you want to make the characters hot? We're going to let you go. Oh, you want to have an ambitious product that might actually, you know, it's kind of a gamble whether or not we release you in 1.0 when the full release comes out. We might let you go, or we're going to tell you to change a few things. I'm going to let you know right now. I know Phil Spencer says we give them complete, total creative freedom. That's a fucking lie. They do not let you have creative freedom when you're within the umbrella of Xbox. It says right in their initiative that they want to make sure that certain characters look exactly like any other character. They want to make sure that women do not look actually feminine, and they want to make sure that if that's in their initiative, if that's what they got with their DEI initiative, what makes you think that Xbox is not telling you what to do with your game? Are you fucking serious? That's what EA does, right? That's what EA does. Don't give me this bullshit lie saying, oh, we don't like to tell them what to do with their own games. Nigga, you do. You do.
Software and Sledgehammer have been impacted by the layoffs as of publishing an actual number of what specific areas.
Perfect Dark for perfect example.
Aren't known. This is a developing story and will be updated as more details become available. Microsoft has not responded to any requests for comment on the layoffs, game cancellation, or rumored studio closures, some of which I was able to just confirm, unfortunately. Jez Corden over at Windows Central is saying State of Decay 3 is safe from this round of cancellations for those asking me, but he did believe that.
I'll be honest, I'm excited for State of Decay 3. Yeah, I'm excited for State of Decay 3. Now, here's the thing. I know that the characters in State of Decay 3 always looked fucking ugly, but that's what mods are for. So hopefully somebody can mod State of Decay 3 so I can make some attractive tomboy characters geared up with some fucking tactical gear. You know what I'm saying? Some tomboy with a six-pack laying down some zombies, has a tattoo on her like shoulder. Yeah.
From this round of cancellation.
Big titties.
For those asking me, but he did believe that Perfect Dark was canceled prior to my reporting. And unfortunately, we can now confirm that the initiative is closed and that Perfect Dark has been canceled. If you missed it earlier, Pete Hines says, if you're impacted by the layoffs today and need help with your job search and figuring out what's next, I'm here to help if you need it. Sorry for what you're dealing with. Please reach out if you needed to talk. Practice good self-care. Today is a bad day, but this too shall pass. So we're getting a lot of these reports last second. They're coming in very, very quickly. And
why are you picking people up? Well, why are you picking people up? I always wondered that. It's like, you ever thought about that? You ever thought about that? When I lose a job, I don't hear anybody saying, oh man, Mr. Hardcore Mode lost his job at such and such. Hey man, come over here, man. If you lost your job, come over here. Meanwhile, game developers or people in the game developer like industry are ready to pick up game developers like they're fucking like lost children. You ever thought about that? Has anybody ever lost a job and then there's somebody right outside saying like, oh, come over here. Yeah, well, we'll take all the stragglers or something. I've never heard that. It's kind of awkward. You know what I mean? Why are they getting the special treatment from like some random big people in gaming industry? But when I get a job at anywhere, I don't hear anything like that. Somebody saying like, oh, did you lose your job? Well, come over here, man. Come over here. It's for some odd reason, gaming. I don't know, it's so weird.
And we keep getting a new layer of the onion, so to speak, about what is transpiring at Xbox as we go through the day. Now, earlier in the day, you can check out my previous video where I talked about Phil Spencer's letter to staff.
Somebody said a good question. Hankin says, so are Sony and Epic okay to partner with or nah? I think Epic is a bigger... I think... No. I think Sony is the bigger option to partner with. Epic would be a second choice, but I honestly would say go full indie. Go full indie. That's what I strongly believe. Go full indie. Put your game on Steam, because that's where primarily most gamers are. Go full on indie.
Here's a quick excerpt from Variety. To position gaming for enduring success to allow us to focus on strategic growth areas, we will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness.
I wouldn't hear what he just said because he's going to hire another 9,000 people at Microsoft sooner rather than later. I wouldn't hear this. I would not hear this. Do not hear this. Do not come to us saying like, oh, we need more agility and effectiveness. They're going to hire more people again. And then as soon as you've outlived your usefulness, they will spit you out. You are worker bees. If you're at Microsoft, you are worker bees, okay? You need to work until you're tired. And when you're done with your work, go the fuck on somewhere to a different beehive. That's it. That's it.
Microsoft Gaming Chief Phil Spencer said in a memo to staff Wednesday morning, out of respect for those impacted today, the specifics of today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders in the coming day.
Also, let me clarify this as well. Let me tell you something. Listen, to solidify what I mean by they don't give a fuck about you, here's a good thing. Why didn't they let them know in advance that there might be layoffs? They wouldn't do that because they want you to keep working. Because if you hear that, oh, I'm gonna get laid off, well, I'm gonna fucking quit right now then. It's like, oh, we're about to get laid off soon? You know, we're about to have that? Well, then I'm just gonna leave. They don't tell you until it's already too late. They come up to you, hey, group meeting, sorry, we're gonna do this. You have to go like right now. Like right now. You have to go right now. No 30 days. No 30 days. You got to go right now. Sorry about that. Hopes and prayers and all that.
It doesn't seem like this is over. It does seem like we are going to get more
about
this. And my big concern is we have previously seen that Microsoft is betting big on AI. Now, obviously, I think they have already conducted a lot of those layoffs, but this is part of that whole initiative to have a larger focus on AI and drastically change their business model.
That is kind of true. They might.
I'll be here to report any of the twists and turns that come about, but unfortunately, it does seem like this is going to continue throughout the days and weeks ahead, and we will have more reports about studio closures and, unfortunately, just more news about what is happening. Now, that's all in addition to Rare's Everwild. It appears another canceled game on Xbox from the latest round of restructuring is a long in development MMORPG from Zenimax Online. So earlier today, if you'll remember, we also talked about how Everwild was canceled as part of the Xbox layoffs, and it's just a lot. So
Everwild got canceled because they knew where this listen, Everwild was going to get canceled because you know exactly what type of MMO you were going to get, okay? They saw the writing on the wall. They knew people weren't going to play it. Only like a modern audience would play Everwild. You want to know why? Everwild is the most critical role name that I've ever fucking heard in my life, okay? And is there even a trailer on Everwild? Anything. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That right there, that's the game. Everwild right there. This is the game. Everwild. This is the game, right? This is an indie game. You mean to tell me you're Zenimax Online and this is what you fucking made? An indie game? What is this? What is this art style? What? It's fucking gay. Ain't nobody want to play an MMO. Well, a small minority. No, nobody. They saw the writing on the wall. They knew that shit looked fucking gay, so they got rid of it.
This represents a total reduction of 4% of its global workforce. That's about 9,000 people. But
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Of the Xbox layoffs.
Say that again?
And it's just a lot. So this represents a total reduction of 4% of its global workforce.
4% of its global workforce.
That's about 9,000 people.
Bro. Bruh.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia. Oh,
Hell no. Hell no. 4% is 9,000 of their 4% of their workforce is 9,000 people. Holy sh! God, you got so many. I know you got a lot of money, but and here's another thing, guys. Here's another thing. I'll leave it at this. I'll send you guys a link to this. It's Dustin Legary. He's doing his own thing. Send that right now. But here's what I gotta say about this. If you are hiring so many, like we said about the whole worker bees thing, that's all this is. You're just a bunch of fucking worker bees. Here's what I gotta say about this. You are not gathering enough technical know-how to make a video game fast enough when you work at Xbox. Xbox uses you for you're an intern at Xbox. You are used for a certain amount of time and then you're out. You're out. But I strongly believe if you keep a good team with you, that small team, Expedition 33 for example, that small team, it's like the movie 300. They whipped that fucking King's ass with only 300 people, and the only reason that they lost is because of some weird fucking malformed fucking demon child. Because he told them their secret. Only 300 people came in, whipped his ass, but they found the weakness of the 300 and then they lost. You find yourself a coordinated team that knows what they're doing. They learn, they grow, they fail, but they learn some more. They grow from that, and maybe later on, when after a few video games, they can go out and make their own game and make their own team. So you're building upon the people that you already have. You're not letting go of anybody that actually does work. Perfect example is Bandai Namco's FromSoft, where their development team, a lot of their teammates, especially in Japan, when it comes to Japan and China, they keep their developers because they know that they're good at their job. They are not worker bees like Xbox does. What they do over in Asia, like China and Japan, what they like to do is keep you, hone you, get you stronger, and then they give you a raise. That's what they do. That's what I want. I want that back, please. So it's unbelievable. They throw you out. You only know less than a year's worth of making games, and then they throw you out. And then they wonder, why aren't we making good games? That's because you keep on throwing people out that don't know that much. You let them learn just a little bit, and they haven't grown or done anything because you throw them out. How about this? How about you just hire a small group, make the game, hone that group, and grow? I don't know why Phil Spencer keeps on mentioning growth, because he's too busy pulling the flowers straight out of the roots. Why is he mentioning growth? He's too busy pulling the watermelons haven't even fucking, it's like nothing's grown yet, but he's ready to pull shit out of the vegetable garden. You see what I'm saying? So, Perfect Dark isn't gonna happen, and it sucks, but I'm glad that it's happening. It really does suck. It really does suck. Adam says, "You men getting rewarded for doing good work? Weird concept. You mean getting rewarded for doing good work? Weird concept. Yeah, that's crazy. I know. Yeah, it sucks, guys. It sucks."